There is a way to eat real food, get into a true fasted state, and start triggering real healing inside of our bodies. So, in this video, I'm going to talk about the fasting mimicking diet and fasting as a whole at a high level. And specifically, I'm going to talk about the benefits because we have a free fasting guide that you can download. The link is in the description of this video. And a lot of people have been downloading this. So I thought I would do this video and just reinstate some of the highest benefits. And let's dive into it. So, at a very high level, there is, when I say the word fasting, a lot of people assume that I'm talking about intermittent fasting. So, like maybe you're not eating for 12 hours a day to 16 hours a day, maybe 18 hours a day. Getting into a true fasted state apparently takes 24 to 48 hours for most of us. So this is according to Dr. Valter Longo, who is a world-leading longevity expert. He's the creator of the fasting mimicking diet. That's the type of fasting that we totally dig here on this channel at Plant 52. So at a high level, there's intermittent fasting, something that we do every single day. We give our body a rest every day. High recommendation, do that for at least 12 hours every day. And then at the next level, there's water only fasting. Super intense. Water only fasting means like you are just drinking water. I've never personally done this. I'm kind of terrified about this, but one day I do want to do it just to test it out, just to see what it's like. Water only fasting compared to the fasting mimicking diet, they've done human studies and they're showing that the benefits are the same. What? That's incredible. But with the fasting mimicking diet, in terms of gut health, they've actually shown that there are improvements in gut health compared to water only fasting. Now, part of the reason, maybe it's a three-pronged thing. Number one, water only fasting, there's no food coming in. Your gut microbiome is hungry. Those gut bugs are hungry. They may start eating away at the gut lining. And then that may create or exacerbate a leaky gut, right? Because a leaky gut, we have a one cell layer thick lining in our gut that separates everything that's packed and safe inside our gut or inside our stomachs into our bloodstream. So that gut lining is really important. It's really important to just keep it tight. So water only fasting, that might be a con for water only fasting. The second part is when we're doing the fasting mimicking diet, we are eating a little bit of food. It is whole plant foods, and those have all the right food for the good gut bugs. And so that makes sense because we're feeding those good gut bugs. So it makes sense that it's better for gut health. And then number three, doing a fasting mimicking diet, we are hitting the pause button on some of the, let's say, inflammatory foods. So these are foods that are not doing good things for our gut microbiomes. So hitting pause, feeding the good gut bugs, and putting something in the belly so we're not eating away at ourselves or our gut lining. All nice positives for the FMD. Now, let's get into the benefits. There are 5 that I'm going to highlight. So number 1, we go into something, Valter Longo will say, we go into something called high fat burning mode when we get into a fasted state. So what is, like, physiologically, what that means is we get into a fast, we are no longer using glucose for energy, which is the body's primary fuel source, and we're starting to burn fat for energy instead, or ketone bodies. Fat will go into our liver will produce ketones that will spread throughout our bloodstream, and then that's what we are generally using as our main energy source in a fasted state. Interestingly, it's the type of fat that is being targeted is called our visceral fat. That's the fat that surrounds our organs, and sometimes it's inside of our organs. No bueno. This is definitely the fat that we do not want. Subcutaneous fat, the fat that we can see, that's like just under our skin. Personally, I'm okay with that, but it's the visceral fat that we want to get rid of, because the higher the level of visceral fat we have, the higher we're increasing our chances of all chronic diseases. So that's what we want to keep down. In a fasted state, we're burning that bad fat. Let's just call it bad fat. So I like this not for a weight loss goal, but for a lowering our chances of developing chronic disease goal. So another component is that toxins could be trapped in fat. And so when we lose fat, sometimes our triglycerides go up, because those toxins might be entering into the bloodstream before they are filtered out of our bodies through our pee, poo, sweat, breath. Anyway, so that is, for me, the number one benefit of getting into a true fasted state or just eating healthy. But this video is about the FMD and about fasting. I only say that because you don't technically have to fast to get healthy. You can get healthy by just having healthy habits, but we're going to concentrate on the FMD. Number 2 is reducing inflammation and brain fog. So a lot of people have a lot of pain, a lot of body pain, a lot of arthritic pains, headaches, constant migraines, brain fog. This I just attribute as inflammation. This could also be tied to chronic diseases. So a lot of people will say that chronic disease only festers and grows in an inflamed state. So when we quell that inflammation, we bring it down for all those reasons that I just mentioned. This is another huge benefit, just feeling less body pain. I'm in my late 40s and I wake up every morning and I do not have body aches. I don't have aches and pains. I don't have joint pains. I don't walk like crippled. And that's not to sound obnoxious. It's just a sound. I just share that because it's something that's very possible for you as well. I just hear too many times, we're just getting older, Jamie. So that's just what happens. No, that's not what happens. You have an inflamed body, and that's why you have aches and pains. So going under an FMD, doing a fast can quell that. Number 3, helping the body clean out damaged cell parts and start healing from the inside out. So this could be related back to the chronic disease, lowering our risks. But that deep level cellular detox is incredible. So our cells are looking for energy. There's not a lot going around. And what they're going to do is they're going to target damaged parts of our cells, recycle that. And that's something called autophagy, which is kind of a hot topic in this space. Now, autophagy, the best way that I've had it described to me was in a video that I should link in the description. It's not like an on and off switch. So it's more like a light dimmer. So we can increase our level of autophagy, right? Like that deep cellular cleanse while we're exercising, for example. Fasting is another way to amp that up. All right. Number 4. Jumpstart a weight loss adventure without calorie counting. So we go into what Valter Longo has said, describes as a high fat burning mode. Once we get out of the fast, if you break your fast well, you continue to stay in this high fat burning mode. Now, he also mentions there's something called a thrifty mode, which is not what we want to get at. At a thrifty mode, your body might hold on to any kind of fat that's coming into the body. So if you want to shed excess body weight and you're in that thrifty mode, no bueno, right? Like you're just like fighting with yourself. What we want to do is stay in that sweet spot of remaining in that high fat burning mode, high visceral fat burning mode. And then if there's subcutaneous fat to burn as well, then so be it. Now that requires a whole lot of unpacking in terms of specifically how to do that. And I have a free Zoom call coming up this Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific time. You can register by hitting that link in the description and we can chat and I will talk about that if you would like. So number 5, feeling motivated. Sometimes for the first time in a long time. So a lot of people have been feeling discouraged. I'm not saying that this is you, but I'm just saying that sometimes we need a little bit of motivation to really light that fire under our butts and keep the good habits going. Now, what I love about the FMD is that you see results immediately. Sometimes our fasters say on day 2, my face is like so much less bloated. By day 3, your midsection just feels tight. And for many of us, that feels really, really good. We feel very motivated. We feel better. And when that happens that quickly, it's just like a hint as to how powerful the human body is, right? And so again, once you break your fast and you refeed well, all of that good stuff just continues on. It's pretty remarkable. But that's all to say that that's just how your body is designed. It's designed to heal and it is designed to thrive. It just needs the right environment and the right conditions, right? that can be unpacked too in a million ways. So I have personally done the FMD 18 times. I've done the official Prolon kit just once because the fresh food version is just more pleasurable. You feel like you have a lot more bulk and therefore a lot more food, but our macros are tight. My DIY version, I actually don't even hit the maximum calories that you can hit according to the official Prolon kit. So, like, these are very different things. I'm a huge advocate of the actual Prolon kit. This is not sponsored at all, but I know some people like to kind of poo-poo on it because it's like packaged and this and this and that. But they need a product that's shelf stable, and most people don't want to weigh their food. They definitely don't want to do math. So you don't have to do the math. You can just download our guide for free and just get that. And then I also have a section in that where I teach you exactly how to customize your own DIY fasting mimicking diet menu. So you use a free app called Chronometer. All the instructions are there. Just download it. So I hold group fasts. We have seen very phenomenal, just like real transformations in real people. And it's such an honor to see that. And it amazes me every single time because the human body is amazing. And the reason why is because we all have everything we need inside of our physical bodies in order to get into a true fasted state, in order to heal, in order to thrive, in order to burn that excess body weight. So all of those human systems that you have inside your body, that's what you need in order to trigger a true fast, in order to trigger all of these benefits. So it doesn't matter like where you're from, what kind of education you have, or what language you speak, or where you live in the world. Like if you are a human, you have everything you need already. That's the coolest part. Okay. So again, this Friday, Zoom call, register if you are curious about this at all. I'm maybe especially speaking to all of the people who have been downloading this fasting guide. There seems to be a lot of interest in it, and you might look at it and be like, I don't even know where to start. So that's the purpose of this call. You might have specific questions. I get a lot of questions on like, what can I sub this with for that? And that requires a little bit of unpacking too. Maybe that will be my next video in terms of categorizing food so you know exactly what to swap ingredients with or how. Anyway, so I hope that was helpful. And I just want you to remember that, again, you have everything inside your body to heal and thrive. You are no different. I mean, even if you've had an organ removed, you still have other organs. You still have a bunch of systems in place, and all of those systems work together in tandem. Like T. Colin Campbell says, it's like a symphony. Everything is working together, and the body's so efficient. Everything we eat or drink, in 2 or 3 seconds, it's speaking to every single cell in the entire body. So, and it's making transactions that are optimizing for our good health, right? So the body is trying to work with us. We just got to like hit the pause on some of the bad things, just to put it very mildly or like at a very high level, and start introducing more of the good stuff that your body thrives on. All right. So, okay, that is all. Hopefully I'll see you on Friday. If you can't make this Friday, I am holding this free Zoom call for the next 4 Fridays. So book it in your calendar, register, and I will see you then. Have a good one.